Hey guys, how's it going? Zach Ginn here.
What's up, guys? Rick Zach here.
And in today's video, we're going to talk about exactly how to get your first wholesaling deal in less than 2 weeks. This is going to be an exciting one, guys. This is going to be quite an interesting method because we have all the methods out there in wholesaling real estate, how to get your first deal. But I know everyone's excited. We have so many newbies out here watching us that they want to know exactly the method, the step-by-step meat and potatoes of the action plan guide for 14 days, how to get the first wholesaling deal. And we're here to give it to you guys absolutely for free. We're going to teach it all today. I'm pretty excited about this. So are you pumped up?
I'm very jacked.
We're jacked up. We're pumped up. We're ready to go. So guys, do us a huge favor before we get into it, guys, before we share you exactly how to get your first wholesaling deal in 14 days, please smash that like button and subscribe, get the most free value from us. And let's get into it. Let's break it down because we got the methods. We got everything to teach you exactly how to get it going. But guys, if you're ready to go, ready to get jacked up to learn it, let's cue the intro and let's get everyone going. Let's get that DJ out there. You ready to go?
Let's do it.
Woo!
Get the fuck out of bed, bitch. Go. Get up, again, they got go. Time to wake up, bitch. Get up. Get up. Get up.
Hey guys, how's it going? Let's get it going. Let's jacked up because I'm jacked up. I'm ready to go. I'm excited, guys. We're going to teach everything you need to know about getting your first wholesaling deal in 14 days. And we really split it up to 3 methods. And these methods are going to be for the type of character or avatar you want to think of a person watching this, a brand new wholesaler or someone who just didn't get their first wholesaling deal yet. And this is going to be exciting, guys. I'm always excited. So, guys, we're going to talk about this right now, guys. If you have any questions, this always is a live show. So I'm excited about it, guys. It's currently 5:10 Eastern, 8:10 Pacific. So these people that say we don't do a live stream,
it's live.
We do it live. So let's break it down. So there's 3 methods here for wholesaling real estate on how to get your first deal. And we're excited to break it down and excited to share. So guys, here's the truth. We got 3 methods to get your first deal in 2 weeks. I'm excited to share it. Excited to break it down because there's so many different types of people that want to get into wholesaling. You know, you got people who want to do virtual, people in person, people that got big budgets, little budgets. It's really, if you haven't gotten your first wholesaling deal, 95% of all of you guys watching can be put into this little pool. And it's pretty exciting. I'm pretty excited to go and let's get it going. So
it's like
excited?
It's like a 2-day head start on 2022.
It's exciting, guys.
So
let's get it going. So let's talk about method 1. You know, let's go through the meat and potatoes. Let's go through the step-by-step action plan to get your first wholesaling deal in 2 weeks, because 2 weeks isn't a lot of time. You know this. 2 weeks is basically crunch time. Like, this is like, hey, we got to get the ground running and we got to put 100% hustle. The one thing you have to understand with this video is this step-by-step guide is not going to be, oh, maybe we're going to do a little bit of this and then maybe not a lot. Like, what we say, you have to do it. Like, it's not like, oh, Zach told me to, do 1,000 SMS a day and I'm just going to do 800. Like, if you want to get a deal in 2 weeks, almost guaranteed, you're going to have to follow what we do step by step here. And that's going to be extremely crucial and important. So let's break it down. Ready to break down method 1?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's get it. So method 1 is basically, I call him the hustler. This gives you the best chance of getting a deal. This is for that hungry person out there that wants to go out there and change their life. And they want to go out there and actually get this business done. They want to hustle. They want to be that grind person. He or she wants the best chance of getting a wholesaling deal in their local market. They're in a decent market. They're in Virginia, Texas, Iowa, like wherever they're at. And they want to get a deal, Florida, Georgia, what are they going to do? And again, getting your first deal, you know this from example, it's not like 60 hours a week of work, like you can get this done in pretty short amount of work per week, right?
Yeah. So you don't, this is not like your full-time job where you get credit for like your 40-hour week.
That's it.
So,
you don't get paid by the hour here.
Yeah.
Pay per deal.
So when we say, a couple hours of this, 10 hours of that, 8 hours of that, guys, it's like literally a full hour is 60 minutes of work.
Yeah.
It's not like going on social media, doing stuff like that. So you got to put the time in. So if you're doing 8-hour days, understanding most of you guys are really doing like 1 hour, maybe 2 hours. So when we say 8 hours, it's a full 8 hours when we do it.
Definitely. So let's get on. Let's go to method 1, the hustler. So how many hours do you think you got to work if you're doing this?
Hustling? I mean,
yes,
minimum 10.
It's a minimum 10 hours a week of work.
But it's 10 hours of work. It's not like 20 minutes on, 10 minutes off. When I tell you 10 hours, you got to put in, what is that, 600 minutes? 10 hours? Yeah.
Yeah, it's 600.
Yeah, I'm not a mathematician.
It's 600 minutes. So it's going to be about 10 hours of work. We're going to be spending. So this is going to be our game plan here, right? If we're going to get it going. So for 10 hours of work, really 6 of these hours, we're going to have to be spending driving for dollars. I would say this is method 1. I know a lot of people are going to just be attacking me. Say, Zach, I'm doing virtual. I can't do driving. Guys, this is method 1. Okay. There's 3 types of wholesalers out there. We're going to break down exactly do it like step by step, but if you want the best chance of getting your deal, you're going to like for 10 hours a week of work, you're going to have to get the list that nobody else can get, the big shot players in your market. So this is going to be the one to do. About 6 hours, I would say, driving for dollars. And then where the other like 4 hours are going to be spending?
Well, don't overlook the driving for dollars. It's listen, guys, I know it's not like super sexy. I got to be honest with you. It still works.
Yeah.
You go out, you collect these. They're very targeted lists. You're going to have the highest probability because you're already finding problems in the house. Most people don't let a house decay and deter because they want to. It's usually because there's an underlying family condition. Maybe there's a death in the family. Maybe it's divorce. Maybe it's a loss of job. It could be absolutely anything. So I don't think about your own house. You do not let it go south unless there's a more overriding issue in your family. So collecting those lists are powerful, and it's really not hard to go out and get 200 or 300 addresses in a couple hours drive time. Yeah, you're going to spend a little time, a little gas money, but these guys, this list is saturated and that's saturated. Guys, go out and do driving for dollars. It doesn't matter how many lists you do. You should always add it because your driving for dollars are those specialty houses and they're on everyone's list. Yeah. It's like give me the best 5% of houses on that list. And that's what I want to do. So the first thing I do, at least 6 hours driving for dollars. And how many do we want to come up on that list? This depends on the type of area.
So first of all, so what is driving for dollars for someone who doesn't know what driving for dollars is?
Driving for dollars is simply driving in the neighborhoods, looking for houses with overgrown weeds, knocked down mailboxes. They look abandoned. They look vacant. Blue tarps on the roof. They just don't look like every other house in the neighborhood. And there's usually an issue with them. Once you identify those houses, you write them down, whatever. You can use technology. I like to use a yellow notepad and just write the addresses down and keep moving. Every now and then you can actually talk to somebody out in front of the house, but that's kind of a rare occurrence when you do that. And the idea is collect as many addresses as you can. That moves us on to phase 2.
So when we're driving around, we're looking for these ugly houses. What's phase 2 here? What's the other 4 hours? So we've got 6 hours down. What's the next one here?
The next one is you have to look these people up, and the easiest way to do is get their phone number. I know what you guys say, oh, maybe you door knock them. Door knocking is not very effective because these houses are usually abandoned and there's nobody there. So occasionally you can talk to the neighbor. So the best and most efficient way is to get that list, now take that address, and you can skip trace the list. And skip trace is nothing more than the ability to locate someone's phone number so you can reach out and contact them to see if their house, if they're interested in selling the house. So now you can skip trace for free. You can use True People Search. Just put it in there. It's good for onesies here. There's a lot of small page services. The list is too long to go around on here. Or if you have at least like 500, sometimes it's efficient to go ahead and use a service, what they call batch skip tracing, which means you put them on, you get a better price.
Well, that's batch skip tracing is a company. It's not like a type of skip tracing. Listori.com is a pretty good one too. But we're assuming here, you got no money, like you're a hustler. It's going to probably, if you want to pay for skip tracing, this will take you 10 minutes. But I'm assuming it'll take about 2 hours if you're going to go to truepeoplesearch.com, manually put all this information you got from Driving for Dollars in there. I recommend, this is my recommendation, that, hey, if you're skip tracing, put some of the Flip with Rick videos on in the background while you're doing it. So you're getting educated. Why? Because it's very manual, copying, pasting. But the Driving for Dollars, you put on there. The cool part, there's no cross-referencing. Just put the reverse address in there, truepeoplesearch.com. It's pretty simple. So let me go in there really quick and just show you. I know a lot of people are just brand new in this business and they just want to know. So let me just share the screen really quick, just so we can see exactly. So all you got to do for the skip tracing, again, if you need help with it, it's truepeoplesearch.com. We're going to go, you see it says name, reverse address, and the address we found that was ugly, we're going to put it in here and then put it in there. That's it. It's truepeoplesearch.com. The next part here, which is going to be your remaining 2 hours. And what are we going to be doing there?
Really, that's just cold calling your Driving for Dollars list, because you already have their phone number through your skip tracing. And then the idea is just to make contact with them.
Yeah.
And remember, you have to see if there's any interest in them selling the house. Now, remember, just because you have them on the list doesn't mean they all want to sell the house. We don't want you talking to people that aren't interested in selling the house. So we don't want you to use scripts. We want you to have a conversation with them. In my opinion, I think this is where most people, like a deer in the headlights, like, oh man, now I got to call them and talk to them. Guys, listen, if you've never done it before, it's going to be a little bit awkward, a little bit uncomfortable, but you're never going to get to the other side of being a really good wholesaler until you get past this. Mm-hmm. Think about this. You're sitting in the comfort of your office or your home, and you're just calling people, having conversations.
Okay. You're making it sound too easy. You're agreeing the sugar. Let me bring the salt. Okay. Let me give you the
Well, you're sitting in your air conditioning. The worst, in my opinion, they're going to do is hang up on you.
Okay. So cold calling, guys, it sounds awesome. It sounds great when you're first starting.
It's efficient.
You're going out there. You're just calling people. If many of our awesome valued subscribers watched me on Tuesday, just get absolutely cursed out, screamed at, like there's some. I'm going to be honest with you. I was cold calling. Boston. I was cold calling some markets. They were aggressive. I'm telling you right now. I cold called Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah,
they were mean. I'm like, where's the Southern hospitality? Louisville, Kentucky. They were aggressive to me. They were mean. They were not nice. But eventually, going through a bunch of those, I found some pretty good deals, and it ended up doing pretty well. We got some interesting calls. Everyone knows they learned some good stuff there. Got a lot of rapport building. But the honest truth is, the cold calling is super simple, especially when you're cold calling these Driving for Dollars leads. You're asking two questions. This is, are you the owner of the house and are you interested? Like, it's not that complicated. We're not doing rocket science here. We're not geniuses over here. I mean, we follow
for yourself.
We follow a simple script and we just go from there. This business of cold calling, it's not that difficult. It's just asking the right questions and just going from there, And the next part here, this is something that I'm super passionate about. We did this a lot. Like, you did this a lot in your business before, but I'm saying I feel like we kind of ramped it up a notch. You did a lot of probates, but I started going crazy on code violations and stuff like that. We're getting deals that you weren't getting on other lists because it just wasn't worth your time, frankly. But let's kind of go over some of the lists you can do if you have extra time, because I know a lot of people say, oh, Zach, I have more than 10 hours. What should I do over that? So I think any extra time you have, I would recommend you add government lists with that extra time. So let's say in 6 hours of Driving for Dollars, you should roughly aim to get at least 30 to 40 properties per hour. If you can get very efficient with it, it's probably closer to 20 to 30. So if you could get, in 6 hours, 100 per week, What if you have extra hours? Should you drive for dollars more? Now, obviously, you should drive for dollars more, right? But if you have extra time at home, let's say, that's 6 hours you have to do on the weekends, 3 hours Saturday, 3 hours Sunday, and maybe you have like 2 hours after work or something to be doing this on like a Wednesday night or a Thursday night. What should I be doing at night to be adding and helping me with those lists here? I'm saying add government lists. Go to your county's clerk of the court online. I'm telling you, anyone on here that like is having difficulty do it. You guys saw me on last week. I was just pulling lists for people. Like I didn't really care, So guys, in the comments, let me know if you need help. But just add government lists and then skip trace those lists and then cold call those lists. With extra time you have, it's going to be absolute killer. I'm going to get asked again, what are government lists? Government lists are water shutoffs, code violations, liens, fire damage properties, pre-foreclosures, probates. Guys, you all get this mostly from the clerk of the court. The water shutoff you're going to get from your local county's utility department. Code violations from the code enforcement department, liens, tax liens. You can get code enforcement liens, IRS debt lien list liens, credit card debt liens. You get technically they're not pre-foreclosures, but a lot of like behind payments, notice of default type liens, fire damage properties. You get that from your local county's fire department, pre-foreclosures, and then probates. Guys, these are absolutely amazing. Probates, pre-foreclosures again, list pendants and notice of defaults. Liens are so probate, pre-foreclosures, and liens you're going to get from the county's clerk of the court. And this is for honestly, what do you roughly say? I would probably say 70% of everyone watching this is probably in that hustler category. I think most people watching this is probably what you should be doing. The other two are a little more niched out, but there's definitely people like that out there. So that is that method. I think most people should be doing that. Any other tips for like code violations, government lists? I think you cold call the same way, right?
Yeah. And keep in mind the purpose of these lists, especially if you're new to wholesaling, is they give you the highest probability of connecting with motivated sellers. That's why you want them. Other than that, you're somewhat guessing. And so there's hundreds of thousands of homeowners in your area. Remember, you're just looking for people that are motivated to sell them. Why would they be motivated? If they have a financial issue, if there's a death in the family. That's why I've always liked probate. Probate, they're typically going to be vacant, run down, outdated. They're the easiest, in my opinion, to wholesale. But no matter what method you use, you should use all these government lists. They're just it. Nobody cares how much money you have. It doesn't make it matter. The fact that if you're hustling with like little to no money, this is one of the best places to start. Because when I started doing this, when I took just like a small amount of money, I would literally like narrow my list down to the highest probability.
Yeah.
And that's what you want to be doing when you're getting out starting. You need as much numbers as possible. You need as much momentum. Guys, get these numbers, skip trace them, call them, just have a quick conversation with them and work with the ones that want to work with you. It's really that simple, but you have to do this in a high repetition. You have to be disciplined and you have to keep pulling and you have to keep calling and you have to keep going and you can never stop. Even if you don't have your first deal, the only way you get your first deal is by doing this. If you want to ramp it up and get something in the next 14 days, you've got to start now.
Yeah.
So as soon as you're done with this video, I would be working on how you're going to get these lists. And I think we've given you enough
here's another
power
thing
to find them.
So I've already made this announcement. I think you know this too, is tomorrow is the last day of 2021. I will speak about this at the end. But like, for example, tomorrow I'm doing like it's going to be a lot of hours. It's going to be like a marathon for wholesaling.
Not
tomorrow.
24 hours, is it?
Yeah, I wish. But I'm going to be tomorrow in the morning. I'll go live. And guys, like I do this probably once a month. It's like a very long live where I remember some guy last week, he was like, hey, I'm from Akron. I literally can't find the lien lists. And I said, guess what? Give me the county. I did the county. I pulled the liens for him. I pulled the divorces for him. I pulled all the pre-foreclosures for him. I did it all. Like, guys, I do this like a lot. So if you're having questions about it, just comment them below.
You do a lot of hand holding.
I do a lot of hand holding and I share everyone. So guys, like, I'm not here to let you go dry. Like, I see a lot of YouTubers just tell you to do something and then like they'll leave, or they don't let you do video calls. We're here to help you. So I don't want to like plug anything I'm doing for like tomorrow, or whatever, but I'm just telling you, like, you need help, just comment. Like, we're here to help you. And you're very good at like situational stuff. Like, hey, my business is this, and this, how do I grow it? And I'm pretty good at like the internet stuff. Like, hey, how do we pull lead in this county? I'm like, boop, 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 and like, I'll pop it up and show you. So guys, we got the perfect tag team here. You know, we're ready to go. You know, you got, what's that wrestler, Macho Man?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got Macho Man and you got like The Rock or something, or like Hulk Hogan. Like, we got the best of both worlds over here. So let's break it down the next part. You know, that like, that's number one, right? What's number two? What's the average avatar of the next person? What's the excuse to that like method we just gave? Like, what's the biggest excuse you see?
I don't have enough time.
I don't have enough time. You know, I'm busy. I'm a big wig at this pharmaceutical company. You know, I can't do that because, you know, I work too hard. I work too much. There's no way for me to get my first deal. And that's method two, right? I'm a busy person. You know, I got a family. I got kids. That's great. You know, like, I started out as the hustler. You were a little more busy, but you still had time to do it. Again, like, our stories are different starting out. I didn't have any kids. It was pretty easy for me. I had a bunch of free time.
Tell me more.
And it was easy. I was young, you know, I had a lot of energy. So I'm probably more suited to the hustling thing started out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most 17-year-olds, don't have responsibilities. So they can go out there and do crazy stuff all day, you know. But if you're a busier person, you're probably not going to be the person putting out bandit signs. And I didn't mention this in method one, but I think bandit signs, guys, test out in your market. Sometimes bandit signs are going to be absolutely amazing. I know
it's a great way to jumpstart your business. You usually can't do it long term, but man, if you need to get some leads and a pile quick, and guys,
some counties we don't recommend though. Like, obviously,
yeah. But guys, just a white 18 by 24 and a black Sharpie marker. Don't be ordering these custom signs. People don't care, and they're really expensive. So
also, FYI, if you're going out here, and make sure that bandit signs are legal in your city or county. The lawyer says we have to say this. So obviously, me, when I put bandit signs out, you know, it was, I didn't know the legality. So I can't tell you if I did it legally or not. I will never admit.
Well, we signed off. We won't do them anymore. So that was our settlement. But I'm just telling you,
there was no settlement. They never caught me. I'm very proud of it. But let's not bring it up. Let's go to method two. You know, you're really busy. You don't have a lot of time. You know, let's say, oh, I only have 2 hours a week. First of all, I'm not going to say the word. We're not going to say the word. Don't say the word.
I'll say it.
I'm calling bleep on that. Okay. Oh, I only have. This is, I think, one of your biggest pet. I know for a fact it's one of your biggest pet peeves when people say, Zach or Rick, I only have 2 hours a week of free time. That's all I have found. And I'm not going to say you have excuses or anything, but you got excuses. You don't need 8 hours of sleep. You can do 6. Now, I sleep 8-9 hours a day because I love sleep, and a lot of like the money I make comes from big decisions. You know, in more of like a higher up position, kind of like you too. You know, like it's not hustle. It's making big long-term decisions and just running companies. So I see Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, they sleep a good amount. But if you only have 2 hours, I'm telling you one thing: go to screen time on your phone. Cut out Instagram, cut out social media, cut out YouTube, unless it's our channel, obviously. Mm-hmm. But like cut the fat out of your day, the entertainment side, and you'll find more hours. But if you only have 2 hours, you know, like, fine, you only have 2 hours. Every single second of your day is booked.
So listen, before you start on this, I'm just gonna tell you, I have more people tell me, Rick, I'm just too busy. I'm too busy. You get the exact same 24 hours I get that Zach gets, everybody else gets. It's just your priorities.
When we started, we were working 15, 16
So
hours.
if you're working a full-time job, understanding.
Can I say this before you talk? If you're new to the channel, Rick started out with a full-time job in corporate America, and he was wholesaling real estate. So before you say, easy for you, Rick, I work a corporate job and I'm 30 years old and I have 2 kids. So, you don't know what I'm talking about, right?
So I was brutally busy with 2 little kids and I was doing good, but I was miserable. So I decided to make a change. Long story short, I found wholesaling, and I went out and I made it work. Now, I technically did not have the time for it, so I had to carve the time out for it. So how did I carve the time out? I took 3 or 4 hours every day after work, and I'd give up my lunch, and I gave up my weekends for the first 2 years to make it happen.
How would you survive without lunch? How does that even work?
I'm just, you'd be surprised. But
I thought you just melt if you don't eat lunch.
It feels that way sometimes. So I'm saying, when you say you're busy, when somebody tells me they're busy, like, it red flags me, and I'll sit down and break it down. Tell me what your day compromises. And when you break it down, by the time I take out your Netflix, your lunches, your social hour, everything you do online, I guarantee I can find you 4 or 5 hours every day.
We're not also advocating, ignore your kids, ignore your wife,
No,
don't work out.
No, you just make a priority.
You can change a lot of priorities. I'll tell you right there, Stu. Like, when I was wholesaling starting out, and I was taking college classes, I was wholesaling full time. I was on the wrestling team. I cut everything out. I wasn't watching Netflix. I wasn't watching YouTube at all, really.
You couldn't watch rated R movies either. You're too young.
I was too young for that too. But like, a lot of the fun stuff kids had, like, I really wasn't. Like, I love video games. That Xbox got dusty for 3 years, So like, I'm telling you, like,
guys, listen, when you hear the word busy, analyze it, because busy is actually an unhealthy word. Busy just means you're so preoccupied. Well, if you're not happy in your current life and you're miserable, like, especially in your job, then your busy's not getting it done. So what you got to do is carve out that 3 or 4 hours and use this next method we're showing you. I'm just saying, when you use the word busy, carve it out. I could do the same thing for anyone who said, well, I'm too busy to work out. You get the same 24 hours. If it's a priority, you'll do it. The benefits of wholesaling is to make you financially free and give you more time with your family. If that's not a priority and you want to keep busy with the crap that doesn't help you out, then you've got to understand that. So when you hear the word busy, man, just like break it down and go, okay, explain you're busy to me.
Yeah. Busy to me means I got so much going on and I'm so preoccupied, I'm really getting nothing done. I agree. There's always excuses out there. Not excuses, but like, you got family members are sick, you got caretake.
That's called life. We all have to deal with it.
Out to you. Like, we're not saying that, you're a sucker for, taking care of grandma or something.
No.
Like, we're not saying that, but I'm just saying a lot of people give that excuse. You guys got to cut it out.
And that's the beauty of wholesaling. It's not 10 to 12 hours of work today, especially in the long run. It's actually 2 to 3 hours you can get away once you get efficient with it. But you guys, when you go, I'm too busy and stuff, if you say you're busy, say time out. If your wife says it to you, say sit down and write your entire day out. And you'll be shocked at what goes on in your day.
It's crazy. And go to your search history. If like you work on the computer all day, you're going to be left.
Hate the word busy. But anyways, we used it. So let's just say, hey, listen, I have obligations that keep me busy. And so how can I do wholesaling to be effective? So let's kind of go over this method. Lots of questions. So
let's get it. So this is the method here. You're busy. If you're busy working, you should have some money to be putting into the business, right? Like that's.
So you want to target the lists.
In wholesaling real estate, you either have two things. You have time or money, right? We have both, which is good for us. But most people have a lack of that. Oh, I got all the time in the world, but I'm broke. That's fine. We can make that work.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have no time, but I got cash to put in the business. We can make that work also. It's when you don't have time or money that gets kind of tough, So let's break it out. So we're going to pull listrei.com lists. These are going to be pre-foreclosures, vacant properties, zombie properties, high equity lists, government lists, like all the important lists that we have really at freewholesaling.com. Everyone knows that's really what we talk. Freewholesaling.com. That's where like all of our teachings are at. That is the wholesaling course. Like it's the front page of wholesaling real estate. The way I like to think about it is like, that's what wholesaling real estate is. But these are the lists to be pulling. It's going to take you 5 seconds to pull them. We have all the videos of you pulling them. Mm-hmm. They're all there. There's no real excuse, right? Like this is the list, listrei.com. And you get 7 days free trial.
And I love lists. And when I first started, it's going to be a little bit foreign to you. So once you have a list, you can do filters.
Yeah.
So most of you guys that use listrei.com, you get 10,000 leads. If you want to get it down to the best 10,000, play with the filters because it'll constantly change based on like the equity or the area. There's so many variables you can do with it. And then this is where you pick up the skill set. To be honest with you, it took me a while to figure this out. But once you get a deal off your list, you want to mark that and you want to understand, okay, what list did it come off? What were the filters on it? And what's your profitability?
Yeah.
And can we do more in this area? And that's how I know my success level on the list. So once you start having success on a list, you can actually almost automate it. It's never completely automated because markets always move around.
Yeah.
But I always have 2 or 3 lists. Like I would never, ever give up on them no matter what. I always keep them going. You guys know I do probates, but you become a list expert and it's like fun. So I've been doing lists almost like 20 years. A lot of you guys, I've helped pull lists and stuff. Once I teach you once or twice, the light bulb will go off. I taught him how to do it.
Guys, it's freewholesaling.com. Let's just break it down. Like if you want to learn how to pull the list, the right one, if you don't have time, it's listrei.com.
Yeah, it's not hard. But once you figure out the filters and stuff, yes, no list is perfect. You're going to get duds on there. You're going to get people who want to sell a house, but they are prospects somewhere in there. I promise you there's a deal. There might be 10 deals. There might be 1. I don't know.
I want to break this down though. Like we're telling you to pull a list, but if you just say, okay, listrei.com, I'm just going to randomly pull all the pre-foreclosures in the market, you're going to get destroyed. This is the difference between the people that actually do well in this business and not. It comes down to data. People say data. That's a debate I want to talk about one day. But data, I'm telling you right now, if you get it wrong in this business, that's the difference between there's people out there in markets that pull the vacant list. One person uses our filtering and one person just pulls vacants. Completely different results. It's all about it's the one little percent tweak you make that could change it. You save a ton of money. It helps out a lot. So guys, go to freewholesaling.com. We show you the exact way on listrei.com to pull it the correct way. And how do we know how do we pull it? It's because we actually do this business for real. And on a daily basis, we do it, right? So
every day.
That's it. So guys, let's go next one here. So we pulled the list. We're going to skip trace it. Now you have to pay for it. So unfortunately, like, oh, I got no time. Pay for the list then, right? So skip trace it with batch leads. Use code Zach for 50% off. We should use code Rick, honestly. I got to get code Rick for you. But code Zach if you want 50% off the skip tracing there. It's about 13 cents if you get 50% off of there. I'm not doing the math, 6.5, whatever. But batch leads is the cheapest.
Yeah.
If you use that code, or you just go on PropStream. It's about 12 cents right now on listrei.com. I have to say, PropStream is getting better with their skip tracing. I know Burton's going to kill me for saying this, but batch is a little better with the skip tracing. I've seen that's who we use, but PropStream is upping it up. I mean, they have hundreds of millions of dollars being poured into that business. I know for a fact that they are just going to be reinvesting that into better skip tracing. So I would make tomorrow we're making our 2022 predictions. We're really breaking down 2020, like the next year for wholesaling. But this one of my predictions for the next year. It's like, I think PropStream's going to really be overtaken because they're the only company for wholesaling that I've seen that has big money backing them up. Batch does, but I haven't seen hundreds of millions being poured into something like PropStream, which is it's sort of insane. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So you guys click the button and it spits back all the phone numbers to you instantly. It doesn't always get everyone, but sometimes you'll get multiple phone numbers.
Yeah.
And this does save you time. So those of you that are busy, this will cut it down for you, but you do have to pay for it. But that's how we do it. Yeah. When you get thousands of them, doing manually is kind of hard. True. So
as the kids say, facts.
Facts. What's that mean?
Facts.
Facts.
That's what they say.
Oh God.
I'm trying to slowly teach you lingo. FYI, guys, I've been trying to teach them to say the word bet for a very long time.
The word what?
Bet.
Bet.
B-E-T? Yes.
Bet. What's wrong with that?
You guys get it.
I think you're trying to embarrass me.
I'm
like
not
your old
trying to
man on it.
embarrass
It's
you.
okay.
I'm not trying to embarrass you. We're trying to get the slang going for you.
I'll get you slang.
Oh my gosh. All right. So guys,
I got some old school slang for
okay.
you.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Probably be banned if I do it though.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, definitely. So you've set in the house. So the next one here is you're going to hire a VA, and usually from Upwork.com. This is where we find the bet. Like your brand new Upwork.com is going to be the best one, and you're going to have them cold call 5 hours a day, 4 hours, 5. Okay, 5 hours a day, and they're going to be cold calling that list on a triple line dialer, 10-line dialer. What dialer? It's ZachDialer.com. I'll put it up on the top right hand for you guys. That is the dialer we recommend. Obviously, I really don't think dialers kind of like if you're going to pull from somewhere, I would say like listrei.com has a clear advantage over everyone. I personally recommend ZachDialer.com so you can kind of listen to your VAs, and it's better for training. It's right here. That's ZachDialer.com. That's what we recommend. I get asked all the time. Now, between you and me, I think Mojo, Call Tools, they changed the name of ZenCall. They changed ZenCall's name. But what I'll say, I think Call Tools and Mojo are very, very similar. I would put Zach Dialer at 100%, and I would call Mojo 95, and then Call Tools like 9. Like you're
pick
really,
one and stay with it because there's a learning curve.
I'm not a live or die by ZachDialer.com. I just, they're going to call triple line. There's no big difference between them. The only reason I give Zach Dialer the biggest advantage is because it's cheapest, because you can do DIDI. Now, this might go over a lot of people's heads, but DIDI basically means if you have already have phone numbers in place, we save about hundreds of dollars per month because we can use our call rail numbers to do the cold calling for us. And that's a huge advantage that we have. That's why, like, if you have a bigger operation, ZachDialer.com is like the only one to do. But really, when you're starting out, it doesn't matter. But you get cheaper numbers with Zach Dialer if you can do DIDI. But that's really like how we do it. So next here is, going to hire the VAs. You're going to do them, guys. Training VAs, everything. It's all through freewholesaling.com again. And then really your 2 hours, you're going to spend that talking to qualified sellers, locking up deals, going to cash buyers and selling it. Like that's
smiling and dialing.
And their VA is going to be doing that for you. Now, method 3, and this is the last person. I checked the comments real quick because when you were talking, there's like 4 or 5 people screaming this. Oh, those two don't work because of this. And this is for the last one out there.
Why'd you pick that? Never mind.
What?
That country.
Oh, because that's where most virtual people are. So method 3 is virtual wholesaler, aka the Canadian out there, someone from Nigeria,
Ontario. No. It's Montreal.
Montreal. That's Canada. Same thing. People in Montreal think they're in a different country, though. Quebec people think they're in a different country than Canada, but we get it. You speak French. But I'm telling you, most virtual wholesalers watching this are in the United States, but outside the country, most of them are Canadian. So we're going to give a shout out to our Canadian brothers and sisters out there. We have a lot of people actually from Nigeria learning virtual wholesale. I think it's pretty cool. Nigeria's actually got probably one of the best internet in Africa. So they can make it work pretty well. And they got decent internet where they can go out there, get a bunch of deals. A lot of them speak English there. So it's a great country for virtual wholesaling. Hopefully in 2022, we can grow more of a international presence of people in different countries wholesaling in the United States. I think that would be pretty cool because the average virtual wholesaler can make 6 figures, and you're in a country where the average person makes, $20,000-$30,000 a year at most. I think it's a pretty life-changing stuff. And this is like global poverty. I think it's a cool little side hustle because there's not a lot of regulations that you need for this. So I tell you right now, for our virtual wholesalers out there, I can't drive for dollars. I can't do this. I'm virtual, Like that's a big excuse we see. And this is what our last method is going to be for virtual wholesalers out there from Canada, Mexico, wherever you can make it work. So this is going to be about what, 10 to 15 hours, you would say?
Yeah, minimum.
And so what are we going to be doing if we are virtual? Like what is really our focus here if we're going to get our first wholesaling deal in 14 days anywhere in the world with an internet connection?
The only difference is you're not getting in a car and going anywhere. So you have to be laser focused on, first of all, building your lists, which honestly, once you have your market picked, you get your list, get your filter, and get them right. So I'd spend more time pulling lists, because when you're virtual, other than your market parameters, that's all you have is your list. So pull your list. They're going to be the same list we've already talked about before on Board of the Desk. So all your government lists, your probates, pre-foreclosures, foreclosures, shutoffs, code violations, the list goes on. Evictions, divorce.
We're going to be doing that, the government list, and then also we're going to add in some JV partners to drive for dollars for us. So,
and this is the critical part if you're doing it virtual, because we do virtual. The list's not hard. Implementing, getting the phone numbers, either you cold calling them or having a VA cold calling, that's not hard. The real challenge in virtual, until you do a market for at least 6 months, is understanding, is the dang thing going to sell for what I need it to?
Yeah.
So what's the best way to employ that? The best thing to do is JV with a local wholesaler in that market that knows it 10 times better than you, and do some sort of profit split with it.
That's people's biggest problems.
They're going to have the buyer's list, and they're going to tell you, because typically when they JV with you, they don't want to waste time if you're paying too much for the property. So they're going to give you instant feedback. So worst case scenario, if you have it under contract for too much, and he says, dude, Rick, no way. Like, you're $20,000 north of where you need to be. You can go back, renegotiate it, or let the deal go. But you got to find out much, much quicker, because you're not in that local market. So what I would do is go through, I don't know if we have it up in there, Facebook, Instagram, and whatever your virtual market is, build your buyer's list. And I would start out with wholesalers that you can JV with.
Yeah. So it's JVing, really. So I think a big marketing play I've seen, this is probably the biggest one of the next year I've seen, is going out there and JVing with people. So I'm in Canada. I can't drive for dollars in, let's say Charlotte, North Carolina, right?
Yeah.
So if I can't drive for dollars in Charlotte, North Carolina, but let's say I'm a chatty Cathy. I'm actually good at talking to sellers. I'm an extrovert. I got a lot of energy, and I meet someone in Charlotte. They live in Charlotte, actually, and they don't like talking to sellers. They hate cold calling with a passion. They despise it. They don't want to do it. Like, they'd rather just put headphones in. They love working by themselves, but they don't want to go meet with people. Have those make a deal with people. I'm telling you right now, is just to have them drive for you, put it on an Excel list, and then sign a JV agreement with them or something. And then you call that list for them. You'll skip trace it for them, close the deal, have them be your boots on the ground, and you split the deal. I promise you right now, there's a huge amount of people that they're not wholesaling right now because they're too scared to talk to sellers. And I always tell people, you got to go do it, but there's still people that won't do it. There's a huge amount of people that would die to go out there and just drive for dollars and give people lists and have them call for them and split the deal. They would do anything for that.
Yeah. You know what the truth is? Almost 50% of the people in wholesaling fall in that category. Yeah. It's the truth.
And there's so many, and nobody's helping. Yeah. If you can collaborate with these people, there's people in Canada right now that would do anything just to call qualified driving for dollars leads to skip trace. And you have people in Charlotte that are too scared to call someone. It's a match made in heaven, right? So this is something I think is really important. I think this is something that I'm going to be preaching about a lot more. I'm seeing a lot of people out there that maybe they're struggling with their marketing, and they need help, and they're finding a lot of great people, So this is what we're going to do again. What we're going to do is we're going to find a virtual market, and we're going to go DM at least 5 new wholesalers a day. Okay. We're going to find that new virtual wholesaling market. Remember, at freewholesaling.com, I share my top 5 virtual wholesaling markets. So you guys got to go through there and share it, the top 25 virtual markets. What we're going to do from there is we're going to DM 5 new wholesalers a day on Facebook groups or on Instagram that we know that are wholesalers in that market. And we're going to approach them and say, hey, my name's Zach. I'm looking to virtual wholesale. Is it okay if I give you a call? We can kind of connect, right?
Yeah.
Call these people, explain who you are. If you're virtual, say, hey, I'm in San Francisco or I'm in Los Angeles. I know you're a native of, Johnstonville, Tennessee. Hey, what are you doing? Hey, I have a proposal for you. I'm really good at talking to sellers. How about you drive for dollars? We can put an Excel list together. I'll close this deal. I'll talk to the seller. I'll close it for you. All you gotta do is maybe bring a contract to them. Like it'll be all ready to go. And you just drive for dollars. We'll split the deal. It's a match made in heaven. You go from there, have them start driving, right? It's not that difficult to drive for dollars. So I think it's pretty cool. Plus, your closing deal, you're doing a lot of the hard cold calling, but you don't have to pay for that gas money. I have no money. Well, you can go out there and do it, right? So that's the, and here's this thing I think you talked about. Have them drive for dollars. They can you cold call and you split the deal 50-50. I'm telling you right now, you can skip trace with batch, true people search what you want to do from there. But that's method 3, and I think it's going to be a big change because we're always the one preaching, hey, always like cold call, but there's a lot of people that just won't. So I think it's going to be pretty important in the future.
All right. So I've made a living on working on people that, let's be honest, they're just too scared to talk to the seller. One of the biggest things whenever I go around, especially around the country, anywhere in my local market, hey, Rick, I saw this house. Hey, Rick, I saw this. And they give me a piece of paper with addresses. I'm like, why didn't you call them?
Oh, we get this all the time.
And I'm just like, they think the deal isn't, that's just what we call kind of bird dogging. So we can call these people like type of bird doggers. They would love to work with you, pick your brain. But honestly, I could sit down and go, Zach, we are going to take the phone. We're going to call them right now. Oh, I'm not going to call them. I don't do that.
Yeah.
And you can see the fear goes in their eyes. And I go, hey, I'll call. So the question is, do you split a deal 50-50 with someone like that?
I would say, in my opinion, if I'm in Canada,
Yeah,
and let's say you're in Port St. Lucie, Florida,
it's minus 10 degrees.
Yeah, but I'm telling people 50-50 because I think it's a pretty good deal for the driver. The driver's got to spend their own gas money. They actually have to put 5-10 hours to drive for dollars.
You got to make sure they don't go behind your back either.
Yeah, but they're too scared to call, so they can't really go behind your back. And I am telling you, if you're watching me right now, I trust that you just provide the value that we do on an ethical standard as a wholesaler. I think you as a subscriber here, you watching our stuff, you need to put a higher standard for yourself that if your word is your bond here. You will lose. Like if word gets out there in the local market that you're screwing people over on deals, you're blacklisted. There's people in our market. I don't work with them anymore because they screwed, Stan Smith over here. I will never work with them again.
Well, every market has it. You just run out of people that they can work with, and they'll eventually work themselves out of the business. So I love working with them. I call them like bird dogs. You can work out whatever deal you want, but there's people who just love the action. They just don't want the confrontation of the phone call. And maybe it's a training issue. Maybe they're just uncomfortable.
I call it 50-50 though, because that virtual person is going to drive and then they're also going to take pictures.
Got it.
And then you're really calling. So 50-50 is where I'd say, like, look at Paul. Paul's being proactive here. Who wants to drive in Ohio? I love it, right? Paul, do me a favor. You want more success doing this? Hey, this is Paul Johnson. PaulJohnson@gmail.com. Hit me up if you want to drive in Ohio, right? That's a lot better. But what I can tell you right now is those are really the 3 methods, right? Like, again, I think you've said this before, but the difference between you having success in this and not is just taking the action, right? It's not, oh, I'll do this next year. Oh, I'll do this at the start of the month. Oh, when the month's over. When the holidays are over, I'll start living my dream and start marketing, right? It's now.
Yeah, if you're waiting till the New Year's, it ain't going to come around. So if you're serious about this, I would at least start your action plan, pull your list, and just start calling. I'd like to tell you there's this magical moment that happens in your life, but you're going to get ridiculously uncomfortable, and you're going to have some bad times with it, as Zach showed you the other day on cold calling. But like that's the reality of wholesaling. That
was a great day.
Yeah, no,
it was just bad people.
Just bad people, and you're going to get that. You get chewed out. Your people threaten to, I'm going to get you arrested. I'm going to do all this. Who cares, guys? You just have to get through a significant quantity to find a deal. Cold calling 5 people is never going to work. It's just, to me, you might as well do 0.
No,
you got to shoot up much, much bigger numbers. So those of you guys have to hustle. You're going to have to put a lot more sweat equity. Sweat equity works well because you have to pay attention because you don't have money to really cheat your way through it. And those of you that go, well, Rick, I got plenty of money. Man, I've watched some of you guys spend tens of thousands of dollars. For some reason in wholesaling, you can throw as much money as you want at it. You're still going to have to learn the business, or someone will take your money. I don't know who would take your money, but there are people in wholesaling that will take your money.
I'll tell you this. And if you're like new and you're like the hustler mentality, go with other wholesalers in your market and have them drive for dollars for you too. Like, it's free driving, right? Like, guys, there's plenty of deals out there in a local market. Do not have the scarcity mindset. It's me against you.
No,
There's so many deals out there.
I rarely, I mean, I run into my competition, but I don't care at the end of the day. Honestly, you just high five them and you
We've done
move
the
on.
math. We could probably do only about 70% of the deals in Port St. Lucie that are like within our range of marketing. There's about 30% we'd never even hit. And those are people we like working with, that gives us an extra 10, 15% on our bottom line of a 7-figure operation. So guys, have an abundance mindset, work with people, you'll do really well. So again, take the action and get it going. So this is the part where I love, let's answer some questions. Let's sort of see how we can help the people out. But before we get into it, guys, hit that like button and subscribe. I'm going to give everybody like a minute right here to smash that like button and subscribe, guys. So you're watching this right here on YouTube, Facebook, whatever. Hit that like button right there. Smash that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. And get it going. So a quick announcement while I'm waiting for everyone to hit that like button. Tomorrow at 10 a.m., I will be doing our New Year's spectacular wholesaling live stream.
We're doing fireworks?
I wish. I don't get arrested. But so, I mean, I think people have a fun time with a mugshot of me from lighting fireworks everywhere. But what I can tell you guys is 10 a.m., we're going to start this thing early. We all got fun plans for New Year's. So I'm going to be in the morning and I will be going live for as long as possible. I'm going to talk about wholesaling real estate in 2022. Okay. And exactly what I think is going to happen, predictions. I'm going to help people out. It's kind of like last week where I went for like 4 hours. I'm hopefully do that longer, shorter, wherever you guys want. As long as you guys keep giving questions, I'm going to do all free video chats for anyone. And I'm just going to answer questions and try to help the people out. That's my goal. So guys, hop on tomorrow in the morning and let's hang out. We'll make it to the afternoon and see what I can do to help the people out. So what I can tell you too is go to freewholesaling.com, smash that like button and subscribe. So let's break it down. Are you ready? So
I'm ready.
Rasheen says 10 a.m. Florida time. Yeah, it'll be 10 a.m. Florida time, 7 a.m.
EST.
No, 7 a.m. Pacific. So let's get it.
Early there, huh?
James says, my list I pulled had Hoghead on it. Oh my God, James.
What's Hoghead?
You don't even want to know. On my cold calling Dad, on my cold calling, I had this person. They wanted to be called Hoghead.
Yeah.
They said, call me Hoghead. That's my name. I'm like,
that's sweet.
It was a mess. But
maybe they look like a hog.
Maybe. So let's do it, So let's get it. Lou Pat says, I do virtually and wouldn't mind JV. All right, let's get it. Guys, also go to freewholesaling.com. So let's get it. Let's answer some questions. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
So let's see. Mariah says, what do you recommend for someone in LA? I feel the competition's high here. Method 3. I think virtual wholesaling would be the greatest method for it, right?
Yeah, I mean it's a highly populated, sunny place to live. So you're gonna have
inland
competition.
empires will probably be like, if I have to go local, that's probably what I would say. But I'd go virtual, honestly.
I'd do virtual and still keep an eye on your local market because you just need one deal to make a very big profit in LA. But that's almost like doing like New York City to a point.
Let's get it. Plug Me says, oui, Rick. Let's see.
I feel lost today.
Oui is yes in French.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh.
I went to France once.
I know you've been to Paris.
I know. I didn't understand what word they were saying.
Oh my gosh. You have to admit, the pastries were good though. They got some good desserts there in France.
Very good.
This weekend, we'll place my door hangers.
I did it with door hangers when I first started. They work.
I love it. They work,
Yeah, they work. They're efficient. They're efficient and they're cheap.
Angelica says it takes a bit longer to get a deal just through text. Yes, it does. It's a lot easier, I would admit. So it works pretty well. So yeah. Yali, I have 2 cash buyer that work for real estate agent that gives his list property several months ago. ready to rock and roll. Just watched your video on going after probate in the process. Got my door hanger. Awesome. Love it.
That works.
I heard people do text, but it's a bit more professional to do it on a call. I agree. LL Zach upping it up. How many texts does it take to get a deal? Paul, as many as you can. I'm telling you.
You got to reframe that question, Paul. How many texts are you willing to send to get a deal?
That's the difference, I would say. I mean,
you have to have that mentality. Otherwise, if you go, if I don't get one after 1,000, I quit. Then quit.
I have people that text for 4 months straight, they don't get a deal, and then they drive for dollars and they'll get the first deal.
It's just really weird. I've seen someone get it in the first day. I've seen someone almost 6 or 7 months. The key is to be consistent and disciplined, and it will work. It's like the stock market. It works its way out in the long run.
Well, wholesaling is a lot like MMA. I know a lot of people watch MMA, but like think about it for a second, okay? Hey, I'm trying to hit him with a jab, and it's just not working. I'm too short. And people just keep trying to hit the jab all around. And then guess what? Someone says, why don't you try kicking? And they kick and like the guy's down, Yeah. Like it's kind of like that, wholesaling is like you keep trying one thing and it's not working. And then you try something else and it like works,
And then you find out like you're really good at it and you like it.
Right.
But you gotta, that's a good analogy because you have to learn. You
saw Dustin Poirier with those leg kicks.
Yeah, you have to learn all the different disciplines of wholesaling. The good news is you don't have to know everything. But you're going to have to go in kicking, fighting, and screaming. Otherwise, you are going to get killed.
I know. I'm just saying it's a good analogy.
Once you figure out how to do leg kicks and submissions and stuff like, I don't want you submitting.
Okay, we're not
sellers or anything. I'm just telling you,
submit the gurus.
You just submit the gurus because a lot of you think that
Kimura.
Listen, now while we're on the subject, let's talk about it. I have no problems with gurus. The problem is I do have a problem with it. I take that back. Is gurus tell you if you pay this fee, I'm going to show you and guide you and walk you through the light and show you how to do it. I can guarantee you, most of the people who've hired a guru specifically for wholesaling, at the end of the day, you are going to be disappointed. I'm just telling you guys, I have bought everyone's package out there because if there's one cure, okay, I give you $5,000 and you'll show me everything. I'm just telling you, you feel really good when you give that 5,000. It's weird. You 5,000, you feel good. And then about a week into it, you go, oh my God, like they're not really doing anything for me. The follow-up, there's 100 people on a phone conversation.
You'll get one 30-minute Zoom with them.
The reason is it sounds super sexy. Honestly, if I thought paying someone $5,000 would solve all your problems for wholesaling, it won't. It actually will just begin because you're going to get frustrated. You actually have to do the work because honestly, once you pay the guru, the weight's on your shoulders, not theirs.
Yeah.
You actually have to apply and do the stuff. Some people go, well, I put my money in, I'm all in, I'll pay attention. I admit it. It does work for a select few. That is if you have the right guru.
Say that.
But this whole skin in the game and stuff.
I'm completely
skin in the game
against gurus. You're like
skin in the game.
You're still like 98% against gurus, but I'm saying I am like guru hater number 1. You're like number 4.
Yeah, listen, you don't need for wholesaling. You absolutely don't need a guru. And honestly, everybody should start out wholesaling if you're getting into real estate investing. That to me is the fastest, quickest way to get money in your pocket, get money to do marketing and get deals. So those of you who pay people for all these other techniques outside of wholesaling, you're doing it wrong. You have to start out wholesaling because it is the fundamental of all real estate investing. And once you master that, it's like MMA. You can start kickboxing, submission. You get all these different things you're able to do, but you have to have a principled philosophy. You have to lower your risk and you have to close deals fast with cash buyers. There's no better way in wholesaling. That's why if you work with us through freewholesaling.com, we'll teach you exactly how to do it. We're trying to build the biggest community. If you think you can go to one place to like learn it all for 10 grand, you're kidding yourself. Figure out wholesaling, figure it out from people who actually do it every day in their business and go from there. The problem is most gurus, they started out wholesaling. That's how they got successful. And then someone goes, hey, you can coach, you can charge $5,000 or $10,000 and you can have 500 students. Well, if they start making a couple $100,000 a month, I can see why they stop wholesaling. I've never stopped wholesaling because I'm one of these freaks that enjoys it. I enjoy the chase. kind of the art of the deal type of deal. I love doing deals no matter what. I don't care if it's a $5,000 deal or $1 million deal. It's the hunt and the chase and all the other things you get to go with it. So that's my rant on that. I apologize on
I'll
it.
give you a rant. The only money I'll ever make from you guys is if I ever decide to do a celebrity boxing against one of these gurus, get in the ring with them.
Jake Paul there? Or?
I'll be like Jake Paul. I'll charge $5 for people to come to like Orlando or something. We'll do a celebrity boxing. I'll whoop these gurus' butts. I promise you.
Well, the problem is
We'll get these
you'd
gurus
have
done.
to have the gurus submit at least like 10 HUDs, and you'd be
Yeah.
lucky to get one from one of their students. So
a lot of these gurus aren't even in my weight class. So
do you know?
get 'em.
Yeah, you know, before we have a guru on or anything, like we ask for their HUDs, and what percentage do we say they go? Well, yeah,
I'll give you one thing. I'll give you one thing right now. I had this one person keep asking go on the show. You know, they got more followers than me. They got he's the greatest guy ever. You know, I talked to a couple of people. They're like, this guy's a joke. He literally doesn't wholesale. Oh, did I say he? Sorry, he literally doesn't wholesale at all in my market. He legit doesn't wholesale at all. And literally the entire day they do Zooms. That's all they do is Zooms with coaching students. Like that's all they do. I go say, hey, you keep asking on my show because they look at you guys and they're like, okay, these people they don't have coaching programs right now. I can suck them all in at 10K each and charge them. I say, great, come on in. They're in the special mastermind that everyone loves. It's 20K, you know. I'm like, awesome. Go email me your HUDs. They're like, oh, that's personal information. I can't give that out. I'm like,
it's your business.
I'm like, you just said you made $7 million last year.
Yeah.
Why don't you do me a favor? You made $7 million last year. You said, just show me $150,000 of assignments. Just show me that. I'm like, that's all I'm asking. They're like, I can't disclose that. That's private information. I'm not giving the sellers information. I'm like, all right. Do you know what a Sharpie is? Go Sharpie the seller's name out of it. And just where it says assignment, it doesn't have to be your company. Just have assignment 2 incorporated. That's all I'm asking.
Wow.
Won't even give it to me. So what I'm telling you is these gurus are frauds. But let's get into some questions. Yeah, I feel
guys,
bad.
you want to avoid any guru that's going to flash a car, which a car is the fastest depreciating asset. Just shows you how they manage their money. If you get sucked in by a car, God help you, because I don't know what a car has to do with wholesaling. Oh, I drive this nice car. Well, AKA what they're telling you, he or she's telling you is, I earn so much money coaching. I buy ridiculous cars. I buy Lamborghinis. I buy like stuff like that. Guys, I never go on this channel. It doesn't matter what I own, where I live, or what I do. All I want to do is help people out. Why do you care what I drive? And like, honestly, it would be better off. A smart investor is going to invest their money. Those who go, well, Rick, I have so much money, I can buy Lamborghinis. I go, all you do is show your Lamborghini. All you do is show your BMW. Who cares? I used to be in the car business. That's what I got out of to get on the wholesaling. I hate like cars get me to and from. They're nothing more than an expense. And the way they're going with automated driving cars stuff, they're talking about cars like you can use in the neighborhood. Everyone just shares it.
It's not.
It helps with pollution. It's more efficient.
I'll say one thing. I'll take one shot today.
Yeah.
I saw one guru with a BMW i8. Why do people think that car's cool?
I
think a BMW like an M5 is so much cooler. And also for the amount of money that you pay for an i8, why don't you I know cars, like why don't you just get a Tesla Model S that costs a lot cheaper and it goes like the 0 to 60 is like probably 50% faster. Like
I can tell you this, super rich people.
It's like you're too cheap for a Lamborghini and you're too nice for a regular Mercedes. So you're getting
would you spend an extra 50 grand for the car?
It's crazy. But
it's I can tell you this, super rich people don't sit around and like show off their cars. They don't care. Like it's a joke. You don't I just don't understand the car flash thing. It's ridiculous. I love boats. Boats cost about 20 times what cars do.
I know.
I mean, it's like the average boat, like just the basic one's $1 million.
I'm telling you right now, we went to we were out at a event or something yesterday. We were in Palm Beach. We just I see all these gurus flexing. We saw a $25 million yacht.
Yeah, that was
and
impressive.
I'm like, okay, these gurus better shut up. Until you pull up in a $25 million yacht, I'm not going to respect your whip. Okay. I'll respect a yacht though. But
the rented jets, all the guys, look past this stuff. Stop. let's just be who we
Yeah.
are. If you just be authentic, like I do well, I'm not like a gazillionaire type of deal, but I do very well. I'm financially free and I have
You're
more
not a
time to
gazillionaire.
spend.
I'm a gazillionaire.
But well, you are because you started early. But guys, you're not going to be gazillionaire buying a $150,000 car in your early 20s. It's like if you put that money in any other type of asset that's going to grow and appreciate, my God, when you turn 40 or 50, you're going to be so wealthy from it. So that's my knock on it, guys. Learn wholesaling is basic, is the fundamental principles of real estate investing. And once you learn that, and you should not pay for it, it should be like learning your ABCs. Then you can decide if you want to work with someone, you want to like do a big operation in a business. But keep in mind, you got 2 or 3 partners with huge overhead. You guys want to work 50, 60 hours a week? Because I never wanted to do that in this business. And I've done it twice. And I always revert back because at the end of the day, it's what you take home and how much free time you have to spend your money how you please. And it's I hate offices.
I'll say one thing though, and this, then we'll get into questions. Okay?
Yes.
A lot of people buy nice cars, a $500 shirt, a Rolex. Why do they do this? And I think you know the answer, right? It's not their ego, but they want to buy confidence, right?
Mm-hmm.
If they have the nice watch, they have the shirt, like the cool shirt, they think people are going to think they're rich and it's going to give them confidence, correct? But guess what's the one thing that's better than buying any of that stuff? Being healthy. I'm going to tell you right now, the biggest confidence boost you can get is not buying the stuff. This is off topic, but like if you work out and you get in shape, that is going to be the biggest confidence boost you'll ever get. That'll be a bigger confidence boost than any Rolex, Lamborghini, whip. Okay. Actually going out there and being healthy and like feeling good, that's going to be your biggest confidence boost. And that's something that's going to help you out in business. I can tell you right now, like, do not be buying the stuff. Go out here and change your life doing that.
Yeah. And if you got an extra 50 grand, go buy an asset that's going to grow and beat inflation and go buying a car. Like it's never going to be worth more than when you buy it. Plus you got to pay, anywhere from 6 to 8% sales tax on it, guys. It's just think about why you're buying that car. Some people buy like a nice watch. It makes you feel good. I'm all fine. Like spend money, but to buy that car because you think you can suck in more coaching students, I hope you guys look through that stuff. It's buying a car like that is just a ridiculous expense. Now, those people that have more money, they know what to do with it and they're just buying it, but they're not going on Instagram and bragging about it. They could care less. The wealthiest people I've ever met, you never even see what kind of car they drive. They don't talk about it. They don't care, but they will talk about their portfolios, their strategies. And that's where you find really wealthy people. They don't even wear the nicest clothes. They don't care because they're so confident in themselves. So confidence is about you having the financial ability to do what you want with your life. You don't have to set an alarm clock. If you want to go spend a week with your family and do something that you don't have to answer to a boss, that's what wholesaling will get you guys. Go to freewholesaling.com. We teach you for free. Do not drop that 5, 7, 10 grand on a guru who flashes a car, says, hey, I have this lifestyle. I'm going to rent a jet. Because in the end, you're going to have to do the work and you're going to wind up back with me and Zach, and we're going to walk you through the mess.
Boom, exactly. Clive says, are you still live? No, this is the recorded portion. Okay. This is the recorded part of the live. Okay.
Like nobody's live today.
No one's live today. They're all on vacation. They treat this well. Honestly, they're on vacation because their staff and crew is on vacation, so they can't do any lives. Have you noticed that? Let's go down the list really quick. All these gurus are not going live, or like some will, like on their laptops or whatever. But like, have you noticed that not any of them are really going live this week? Guess why? Because they have staffs of like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people.
Plus, it's not really a good time to suck in coaching students.
No, it's not a good time to suck in because they're with their family, right? Guess what I'm doing? I'm going live today. I'm going to massive live tomorrow. You know why? Because I just flip a camera on and I click live. Like
that's it. We don't overthink it. We just do it. Like when you're authentic and you're yourself, you don't have to put all these. I'm not going to say it.
Don't say it.
BS filters and stuff like that. You just go and do it. And so it's like, there's not 5 people behind this camera saying, hey, do this, do that. Let me put on the screen.
There's nobody behind the camera. There's a tripod. So guys, I can tell you right now, so why you guys are wondering why these gurus ain't live today. or entire. They'll get it going. Everyone go back in the office next week. It'll be fine. But I'm
Yeah,
just telling
you're going to
these
get buried next week in live. So I'm back. I've got these great predictions for you. But you got to get in our coaching program. We're going to share the secrets with you.
It's crazy.
By the way, when you hear the word secret, run.
So let's get it started. So Samuel, what's up? Samuel says, besides PropStream, aka listrei.com, where can you find vacant land? The best place to find vacant land, between you and me, I mean, you can drive for dollars for vacant land. A lot of people, you can pull like lists from like List Source too. Are you trying to find vacant land leads for free? Kind of let me know, because I mean, you can do Zillow for sale by owner.
Yeah, you got to decide if you're going to do a paid for service. So
also, you can go off of tax rolls. You can actually pull up like the property appraiser, and some places they'll pull the tax roll.
You can go to your county and actually get the list. They might charge you like $20, $25 for it. Sometimes they do it just to pull the data, but they have the most accurate ones. And when you're talking about vacant land, it's very easy to code. It's kind of hard to screw up. And it'll get you the most current stuff. So if you're working in like a certain county and stuff, shoot, I'd start with the county. You're going to have to filter it through an Excel spreadsheet. And then you're going to have to put your own filters on it. But it's, you guys overlook you understanding all lists at some point other than government list. All properties reside at the county level first. So when you get these lists, they have to be recorded in county records, and then you get these services that scrape these lists. So if you have the ability, when I first started, all I did was pull it from the county. It would, I'll be honest, it was a train wreck. It was very hard to sort the information, and I had to hire people, but that's what we did. The other one we used that you talked about earlier was List Source. I used to use List Source religiously for like 14 years.
I remember that.
It's a la carte. It ain't cheap. Some people have some special pricing if you go through a coaching group, but honestly, List Source is kind of like, it's expensive data compared to listrei.com and stuff like that. But you can go in the List Source. You can use the same filters you use in listrei.com, and you can compare data before you buy it. So if you see 5,000 pulls up on a List REI, you can use that same data in List Source, and you want to see if it's similar. If it's way off, you got to go, okay, what am I missing here?
Yeah.
And we do that on a regular basis, especially on cash buyers. It's very, very powerful.
Do you see something funny?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Mayco, what is up? Rick is great because he is humble and wise, but Zach is a bit too immature for my liking. Very grateful for the content nonetheless. Mayco, I appreciate that. If you're calling Rick mature, I don't know. I guess you don't know him.
Yeah,
I don't think you know him well enough. Okay, he's very immature. Okay, but here's the truth. Like, call me whatever you want. I have fun. I'm myself. I cannot not be myself, and I'm not going to put a fake mature like TV host type thing on it. I don't treat this like a professional business, like going on lives, right? Like, I do this business for real. And if you think you have to be like macho professional person, it's connecting with sellers and actually caring about people and like doing this business for real.
Guys,
I have a good time with this.
So I think people figured out this day and age with YouTube and, you know, all the social media stuff out there. I'm telling you, authenticity is what people want. People are so tired of being like fake and this, and you got to do my program. People are so tired of being sold. I'm not saying everybody has to sell something, you know, for a living.
Charging for information.
Yeah, especially when you don't know it. How's that?
But
Mikhail, I'll tell you right now, like a lot of you guys don't see this about Zach. He's wickedly good at what he does. He's much better than I am. And I didn't start till I was 33. So I always tell him to be himself and have fun. I'm actually somewhat the immature one because I got a little ADHD and I like to have a lot of fun. But you know, it's your opinion. You're entitled to it. But I just don't know many other 22-year-old kids that are at Zach's level. So you guys should take advantage of it. You call him whatever you want. I know where he's at.
I just think it's funny.
It is funny.
Oh my gosh. See, we got a yin and a yang going, you know, but yeah, unfortunately got to deal with my immature butt for the next 80 years on this channel. So clock's ticking. So
Whatever. Everybody's entitled to opinion. Doesn't
I
like
just
it.
think it's funny.
It's funny.
We love you. Okay, we still love you. Still love you.
You should come on and do the one-on-one lives with Zach, and you see
Oh my gosh,
what maturity is, because most people can't handle it.
But I'll say I have fun. You know, I'm just telling. Like, if you guys get me on a one-on-one and you're vulnerable, you tell me this. I'm dead serious. But let's get it going. So, Neil, I want to know, bro. In my area, signs can be put up on a Friday and they have to be picked up on a Monday.
Nobody ever picks them up.
I'm very mad because if I knew, I would be doing that, right? I wish they let me do that. They just pick them up.
Yeah, in our area, the minute you pick them up, like within the hour, they're picked up. They discourage you so bad, it's like pointless. The problem is most people put out signs. If you do the math to go back out and pick up the signs and do what you're saying, I get it. It's the responsible way, but it's just not cost effective because you got to pay someone to go out and pick them up. And it's never, ever convenient. Either it's raining outside, it's snowing, the traffic's bad. And then if you have to deal with like a local sign guy to put it in, I'm going to forewarn you on those, man. Those are some of the seediest, like toughest people you've ever dealt with. Because they're a mess. We've had real challenges.
Okay, we won't get into it, but yeah. So
Zach, hiring a sign guy is a lot of work because it's a lot of drama, and they typically try to take advantage of you some way, somehow.
Yeah. Zach, you really built my confidence. Although I'm very comfortable with cold calling, my issue is comping and how to get them to sign. Now I need to close that deal. That's it. Go to Mailing Mastery. I have a full acquisitions course in there, and that's the mailing course. You know, like, so guys, FYI, we have 2 courses, and they're free, obviously. There's no way to put your credit card. You just put it in your sign up. It's like making a Google account, you know, just so your progress can be tracked. But we have freewholesaling.com. We have Mailing Mastery. And a lot of people don't go into Mailing Mastery. They think it's all about mailing, which is fine. But Mailing Mastery is kind of the advanced portion of it.
Mm-hmm.
I think for anyone trying to get 7 figures, this is the course for you. And I go down direct mail acquisitions for direct mail, and you can use that for any other business. It's really good. I'm just telling you. And this is all original stuff. Can't be found on the YouTube channel, but that'll definitely help you out a lot.
And so you guys on like Mailing Mastery, at some point, once you master cold calling, SMS, all the other stuff, and you get some money, find a way to get direct mail as part of your repertoire, because if you take mailingmastery.com, I'll show you how to consistently get a high ROI on it. And so when people focus on when they say direct mail, well, you know, it costs too much money. If you look at the expense of something, you will never, ever get past it. Like if I go, listen, hey, this shirt's $100, and you go, oh my God, that costs too much. Now, the only reason we buy a shirt is because it either makes you feel nice or you like the way it looks.
That was $100?
No, you know
Please,
me.
No.
So I want you to understand, when you invest in like a direct mail, when you get to that level, I don't look at it as an expense. I look at what I'm going to make. So if I know I get a 5 times return, if I spend $1,000 on direct mail, I'm going to make 5,000. I spend 5,000, I make 20,000. And once you understand that concept, you go, oh, I want to invest in it. So it takes a little bit more time, but I'm telling you, it's extremely consistent. I've been doing it approaching 20 years, and it's never, ever let me down. The people who knock on direct mail, they just don't understand it. And
that's why I made the course. Only gurus could teach direct mail. We decided to teach it. But
so
guys,
you don't need to start out doing it. I'm just telling you, anybody who tries to knock it, it just means they tried it once and they failed and they don't understand it. So go to mailingmastery.com. I walk you through my entire experience and how to actually have a plan and put it in place. And I don't even like charge you for it. I don't charge.
You don't.
It's crazy.
I wouldn't let you. So Mr. Hoggett, we're not going to talk about that. Okay. X Note Group, Zach are the best. My favorite mentors, because I have a good memory. This is Danny. Remember him from Orange County? That was working for that one guy.
Yeah.
He's killing it. He's doing well. So
okay.
Shout out to him. Let's see. How do y'all organize your list when they call you back? You have to scramble to find the address and info. Correct. You know, Olivia says I made it. Thank you so much for all the information. I appreciate it. Let's see. This is a good one right here. Jordan says Tannehill needs to forget he was traded and throw a few passes to the Dolphins this weekend. Let's get it.
Tannehill needs to forget.
He's got to remember he's back on the Dolphins.
I got a feeling this is going to come back and haunt us.
Stop it. I'm not hearing this negative energy from
Well,
you,
I'm getting
okay?
ready to get rid of your Gators helmet behind us because
Don't you dare.
that was embarrassing.
Don't you dare.
Well, I think we need to put the UM helmet back up.
They don't have a bowl game.
They got. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, they don't have a bowl game. But yeah, what's up, Dolphins? Got that wild card. We know it. But yeah, guys, again, at the end of the day, like I like football. We have fun, but like I would trade every football game in the world just to get into wholesaling, right? Like if I would take like the time freedom and the life-changing stuff wholesaling has given me for any football, like guys, like it's just an entertainment thing, Some people watch Netflix, some people do this. I'm telling you. So let's hear the questions we got. This is pretty cool. Dimitri says wholesaling's the best. 11 closings on Florida land deals this month. Awesome.
So
Shad's got one on the table.
So you guys who say you can't, like, how do I do raw land? I'm telling you, like, don't overthink it. Do 1 or 2 deals, and then you'll learn about a niche in your market, and you can run with it.
Let me say this real quick. Shad's got a deal on the table. Just congrats. He says, how can I pull code violations? Go to your local county's code enforcement, Shad, or shoot, comment below what county you're in. I'll just do it right now for you live. I don't care.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm got to help the people out,
Okay.
Let's see. Angelica says, I've called 50 people. Not many people actually answered, and a few didn't sell their home. So it's just consistent. Yeah, let me know what market you're in. Definitely help me out, kind of see what I can do to help you out. Let's see here. Let's see. What is up, guys? We're getting a lot of great comments.
That's a lot of stuff.
I know. I'm trying to. A lot of great ones, like Barbara, what is up? Thank you, Rick and Zach. Zach, you are doing another Podio tutorial. Hold on, let me go to my calendar, and I'll tell you when. Next Podio tutorial, because I'm doing a new one for you guys. I did a recorded one. That did really well. I'm going to do a one next Wednesday. We're going to do a live Podio one, and then I'll do a recorded one that's really nice and pretty in 8K cinema camera-y, right?
Ooh.
But like we're going to do just a raw live one next Wednesday for everyone just to follow up with me, just a straight Podio account. And we're going to do, I'm going to figure it out together because the Podio I set up last year, it's still set up now, so I'm going to try to, I'll learn a couple, do some more. So our Podio's changed. So Barbara, that's a great question. I know a lot of people are excited. So guys, mark your calendars next Wednesday at 5 p.m. If you want to follow me live, from start to finish, I'll do a whole Podio account with you. Probably gonna take me a couple hours to do, but I think it'll be really valuable for a lot of people. So it's gonna be pretty cool. So next Wednesday, let's get it. What is up, Gold? Fate. At this point, I'm practicing doing ARV and pulling lists tomorrow off PropStream. Awesome. Let's see here. Also, did you need to change your contracts in Ohio? Not really. Go to your local title company. They're the only ones who will probably change it. The only person that could really affect the way you do a deal is if your title company doesn't like it. Like if I go right, like our contracts work in Florida, but there's some title companies in Florida that won't even accept our contracts, like our one that we have for free. So it's more of title company specific than state to a point. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, and just you want to make your title company happy. Listen, a contract is a contract. There's a million ways to slice them. There's a million different versions.
Yeah.
They just have to have the guts in it. The price, the terms, the parties, the signatures. Everything else is kind of open to debate. The problem is when you guys, I'm all about running stuff through an attorney and like looking at like your business stuff like that. But I don't know about you. I've never met an attorney where I've gave them a contract and they go, "Oh, it looks perfect."
I know.
You're never like, listen,
Yeah.
every day, 50% of lawyers are wrong in America. So just understand when you give it to an attorney, I could give an attorney a FAR bar contract, which is a state of Florida approved by the Bar Association, which are the lawyers, and the Realtors Association, and they still find problems with it to this day.
It comes down to opinion, Oh, you said to convey title. I would have put to have conveyed, to have title conveyed.
Correct.
Like that, it's the little stupid stuff
So
like
the
that.
challenge of most attorneys is when the contract's written,
Yeah.
then they're like, okay, which party are they representing? They're representing you or the seller. And that's when you get massive problems with attorneys. When you give an attorney like a blank contract, if he says it's okay, he or she can't charge you, right?
No,
That's
the
that's
problem.
the challenge with
Right.
it. So it's like I've watched this 1,000 times, guys. So
But
I
here's the
do
thing.
like going to the title company and just
It's
saying,
free.
yes,
Also, think about this, right? Ready for this?
yeah,
Hey, Mr. Title Company, here's my contract. I have this as the contract I want to use. Is this contract okay to use in Ohio? Yes, it is. Okay. Hey, Title Company, remember that contract you approved? I have it signed here. Well, I approved it, so they'll work. The worst thing is you get a contract signed. They're like, no, this isn't good for Ohio.
yeah,
And you have to go back to the seller and be like, hey, Mr. Seller,
painful.
my contract wasn't good enough. I have to change. Like, come on, right? So
Yeah.
go to your title company first. They usually have a lawyer on call there that they'll do it for you for free. So I'm telling
Sometimes even your title company will give you a simple, like, you don't want the complicated realtor's contract. So you can ask them for it. You can always use our contracts. Listen, we're not lawyers, but I'm just telling you, sometimes lawyers, they just complicate the heck out of it. I deal a lot with lawyers, guys, and there's a time and place for them, but um, I've yet to find an attorney that doesn't find a problem with every
Yeah.
contract we do. And it's like, I've done it like 500 times. I'm just like,
Sure.
I don't need an attorney like to approve half the stuff I do. I know what I'm doing. So just make sure what you're doing in your state's legal, and then start out with your title company, because a lot of title companies are actually owned by lawyers.
you get it. Wu Tang says we gotta stop saying how many calls or texts for me to get my first deal. Just do the work.
There you go. So that's it, guys. So you got to reframe how you think about it. What are you willing to get a deal? How many people are you willing to call? If you're only willing to call 1,000 people, then once you get to 1,000, I guess you're done if you don't have a deal.
Got a good question here. It's snowing hardcore where I live, so driving for dollars is super sketchy and it increases my chance of dying. Any other method you suggest to get started? Cold call, liens. Right?
Yeah, I would just I would get lists and just start cold calling them, especially if it's snowing. I don't even understand what snow is. I just know it goes in my icy beverage, and that's all I know.
Oh my gosh. Well, you also use it for fishing.
Yeah, well, you got to keep the fish cold. So
It's crazy. And let's see here. Tom Vu was more exciting to watch. He had all the cars and all the ladies. Oh my gosh. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Like you have
who's
the
Tom Vu?
He's a poker guy.
Well, poker guys can do it.
Yeah, poker
They're not
guys can do
wholesale
it. You
guys.
know, they're not. Yeah.
They're
If it's more-
divas anyways with the sunglasses. We
yeah.
should wear sunglasses while we do this. That'd be cool.
I'm just telling you, if
I
you're-
could never see the screen if
if
I
you want to
did that.
watch someone just because of what they have, like
There's better people
would
to watch.
appreciate. Yeah, there's better people to watch. Okay, like I'd be watching some like rich people, you know. So like I'm just saying right now, it's about what they could change in your life than anything. But it's crazy. So
What people drive has no bearing if they can actually do real estate. I hate
know.
to tell you that.
Lou Pat says, bro, all I want is a gaming PC. We got the gaming PC here we use for live streaming. I'm going to tell you an unfortunate truth. And here's the problem. From someone who loves video games, okay? This is a hard lesson I learned. Once you have the money to buy any gaming PC in the world, you don't want to be gaming on that PC. Once you're at the point where like money doesn't matter at like a $5,000 gaming PC, you're more excited to run a business and grow a business than to play any video game. And it kind of sucks, you know? Like I would have done anything for a gaming PC when I was like 14, 15. Here's the truth. Going out there and just starting businesses and investing and like I have fun just going through like different stuff to do and
It's
like
the ultimate
running
game.
It's the ultimate game. So I have more excitement from just going and trading or like doing like fun like stuff and then gaming on now I play games on this PC all the time. Don't get me wrong.
I'm not allowed to.
You just gotta learn a keyboard and mouse. You're like, oh, let's get the controller. I'm like, we ain't doing a controller on this PC.
Why not? I like a little joystick.
It's a disgrace to this thing. But all I'm telling you right now is once you get the gaming PC, it's not. It's more fun to run a business, and that's what I'd say. So yeah, everyone's like, oh, you got the sick gaming PC. Well, here's the cool part. This is why I run a business is I get to write the entire thing off my business because I use it to check a Zillow, I guess. I don't know. But like you can write this off. And that's another cool part about a business. And guess what you can do with the gaming PC when you have a business? Depreciate it.
Yep.
It's awesome.
And guys, when you start out wholesaling, I did the same thing. If I could just get a new car, if I could just get a new boat, and you quickly realize that if I just take care of my business, I don't have to worry about it because the business will provide everything I need. when you first start out, it's extremely tempting to go buy the stuff you've always wanted because that's the way we were taught in society, and you have to make sacrifices. I will tell you, if you can give up the first 5 or 10 years you do in wholesaling and just invest everything back in your business or buy assets that grow, rental properties, any type of asset class that has growth, stocks, you know, I'm not here to teach you how to do
we're
investing.
not here
I
to
only
teach
teach
you,
real estate. But
but-
I'm just telling you, if you make some sacrifices and let it grow, you can buy thousands of gaming computers as opposed to like you can buy that one when you do your first flip, but you're going to struggle when you do that. So if you can make some of the sacrifices, because it takes time for your mind to rewire, go, listen, I don't need to save like that $2,000 or $3,000 to get what I need. When you switch from saving to investing, you can do some amazing things. That's why I like wholesaling so much, because you minimize your risk and you can take that cash and you can invest in assets. You can buy other businesses. You can do all sorts of stuff. And the idea is have your money work for you. And so as tempting it is to go out and buy like a gaming computer or buy that like that really nice stereo system or even that nice car, make that sacrifice, guys, because it will pay you and your family for the rest of your life. So I was not always that disciplined when I first started out, and he is. So learn from him on this one. And like when you get a gaming computer, you won't even use it for what you think you're going to use it for. It's funny.
It stinks. Not exciting, you know. And the problem is I can still stink at all these games. I was playing CS:GO. I have like the crazy. I got 4K. I got the crazy FPS setting. I'm still not good at this game.
No.
But I'm just telling you guys, like, I'm good at wholesaling though. You know, Truly says I would love to get my first deal by my B-Day. You got this.
That's extremely reasonable.
Let's see here. Assets versus liabilities. Live questions. Tony, we do almost 2 years straight of just live questions, right?
Yeah.
Like, got a lot more to go. So, Sarah, how are you? How are you doing today? Let's see here.
You see that question above that?
AOL assets over liabilities.
No, go up.
We need to put a clock because my phone keeps tethering. I don't know where I'm caught up, or I just refresh it. It should be there. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. See, you guys are genuine. Thank you so much. When you hear the word secret, run. There's no secrets in this business.
No, that's the problem. Is like I've been hearing this since 2002, 3. Like I have a secret. I'm going to show it to you, but you got to put your credit card in here. There ain't no secrets in wholesaling. And then all these other little niches that come up, it's great. Creative financing. Honestly, it's an integral part of wholesaling because your deals actually come from wholesaling. Creative financing, just so you guys know, is just a technique to take down properties. You still have to use wholesaling to find them. And I find a lot of people pitching these like, well, if you just do creative financing, you can pay people above what the property is worth and you'll crush any wholesaler. I 100% disagree with that. Like you do not want to like think about that for a moment. If the market ever goes backwards or has an adjustment and rents adjust, you're going to be in like big trouble. Yeah. You guys think the market is going to go up forever? We have some historical events happening now, record low interest rates. We've had things that happen that.
Well, I don't want to give out tomorrow because we're kind of we're breaking down tomorrow.
But 2011, guys, we're 10 years into this. 10 years into this run. Okay,
it's more like
we're
12, right? Like it's getting
2009 is when it really 2010 is when it bottomed out. So
yeah, so it's almost close to 12.
So
it's
guys,
crazy.
Yeah, maybe we should do on the show tomorrow. We'll pull the historical data over the last 75 years of real estate.
Yeah, but I'll tell you.
Very interesting.
I'll tell you though too. I want to spoil tomorrow, but I'll give you a little sneak peek. Like nobody really talks about. Again, every market, every crash and boom for real estate, and especially for like stock market stuff like that, they follow extremely similar patterns in the past. But the patterns aren't like, oh, what happened 10 years ago is going to happen in 10 years. It's like what happened 50 years ago is going to happen now. So we saw the biggest increase in wealth and value, like per capita. This this run right now is one of them. But you're also forgetting after the Civil War, all the way up to World War I to like 1929, that was almost 40 years of unprecedented growth. And then you had the worst stock market crash of all time. So like it could go for an extra 20 years. Like it could, but you also got to remember that like if it goes up 20, you're going to have probably the biggest, worst thing ever. So it's not unnatural for like stocks or real estate to go up 30 plus years. Like it's happened. But like again, you had Civil War, you had the country go from here, and then you had a bunch of like Irish immigrants, people from Germany coming in. You had Ellis Island, so it's definitely. I'm going to talk about tomorrow of this. Like,
there's a lot of mechanics. Going, like, we're in a really strange place with almost zero interest rates.
We don't have like millions of immigrants coming to the country providing more work, so it's like it's not like going to be 40 years of growth, but there's no wars coming up, so. We'll break it down. I'm just telling you.
You guys want to stay in wholesaling because it's going to minimize your risk and maximize your return. Once you do these long-term, I'm all about creative financing if you're going to make money from day one. If you got to lay money out and take a risk and you're paying market rate or above, it's not a strategy that I would recommend, especially as a newbie. It's much more advanced.
Mariah says, had a poll over to tell you guys you inspired me to drive for dollars. Love it. This is my first time doing it. I'm pumped. Awesome. Sasha, hey, Zach. Hey, Rick. Hey, Zach. My favorite book recommendations. You two are just fine and perfect the way you are. Love you and thank you what you do. Sasha, again, we recommend listening us on YouTube.
I should ever talk to my wife, your mother.
So she thinks you're awesome. So stop it. So what I can tell you right now, guys, is I hate to say this. I'm going to get in trouble saying this. And I'm the young one, books like for the past 15 years have kind of been trash. I'm just saying like books like as a medium of information for business is completely going off the rails. There's some great books still coming out. But what I can tell you is books used to be like, this is where the knowledge of business is. A lot of the mindset stuff, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Tony Robbins books, Zig Ziglar.
Well, if you go back in time, the super wealthy people all have one common thing in
John Maxwell,
they had a library, but you had to have the money to be able to buy the books. And that's where they got a lot of their information, a lot of their knowledge. Fast forward to today, I think in the last really 10 years, the problem is there's no barrier to entry for anybody writing a book anymore. Anybody can write a book. Everybody's a bestseller. You ever notice I'm a bestseller? I'm a bestseller. You know how they do it? It's on there for one day. And they manipulate it.
And they buy their own book.
And it's like their own book. And it's like, so I could give you a million book titles, but like
I'm telling you, they're all like these authors are all on. Like let's do one example.
Okay.
Robert Kiyosaki, right?
Yeah.
He has his own YouTube channel. Ask him any question you want. Like you don't have to go read his book to learn. I'm telling you I love books. What I'm telling you right now is
books are great when you got to like you're stuck on an airplane or something like that. And I like physical hardcover books.
Download YouTube videos. You just download YouTube videos and watch them. So I'm just saying, I truly believe right now the information on YouTube and video is so much stronger. Audiobooks are even better. So I'm just saying, book recommendations, ones that are classic: How to Win Friends, Influence People, Awaken the Giant Within. Honestly, I would admit I think Traction's still a really good book from Gino Wickham. Well, I'm just saying there's some great books out there, but
I agree. I'm less on books only because the problem is how do you get it recommended to you, and number two is the person writing the book. It just seems like anybody can write a book. I see some of these titles of the books. I'm like,
I know.
And so now I'm a lot more selective, but I love stuff like YouTube because you're getting information that's like right now I'm talking to you live. Like I'm telling you what's working today and what's going. If I had to write a book, you'd be waiting a year to like get it and get it on your counter. So
publishers like, oh, don't say that.
Yeah, and with podcasts, I always look for people podcasts that don't advertise it so bad that I have to hit the fast forward button. That 30 seconds forward, it drives me nuts.
Wow.
But I like podcasts, and when you guys are out working or like, heck, you're even shopping at the grocery store. I do this all the time. I'll have my headsets on, listening to a
know.
podcast, and someone will come and try to talk to me. I get actually kind of annoyed. I'm like, you
You
know
do
what?
get
Like,
annoyed.
hey, I try to multitask and do it.
I'll be at the grocery store and then you'll pop up and like, because we live near each other, I'm like, hey, you won't even notice me. Like you'll just walk past me because you got your headphones in.
I get into it, man.
You do that in the gym too. Like I see you at the gym, like I decide to work out and I see you and you're on like the Stairmaster or something.
Yeah,
You wouldn't even notice me.
because I can barely breathe. But I like video. I like to see the interaction. Anything live's awesome. So between YouTube, some of the Facebook stuff, the lives, and then I like a good podcast. Understanding anybody can do a podcast, so make sure it's your cup of tea. And what I like about it, like if I want to work out and focus on that, or like nutrition, I can hear that. If I want to hear like what's going on in the country with this, I can listen to that. So you can pick your flavor, what you want to do. I don't like anyone, like I'm going to tell you right now, I don't like anyone who gives me like their general opinion about everything. So you guys know I'm a real estate expert. I just stick to real estate. I don't tell you how to invest in this. I don't tell you what religious group you need to go to. I don't tell you how to spend your money after you make it in wholesaling. I just want you to make the money in the wholesaling. The rest is up to you. I don't tell you who you need to tithe your money to. I don't tell you you need to give it to the church. You need to take care of your family and you first. It's just like when that oxygen mask drops down, you got to put it on yourself first to help everybody else around you. People who are telling you you've got to tithe and you got to do this, guys, I'm all for that and I do that. I'm not here to shove it down your mouth. That's your option. It's your choice. It's where I absolutely draw the line. So make sure whoever you're listening to, don't go down their wormholes on like religion or politics or any of that stuff, because it doesn't matter. They shouldn't be telling you how to do that stuff. So
I agree. So let's go here. So let's see. You guys, the real deal, down to earth. You guys rock. Traction by Gino. Zach is great on fire. Thank you. I see 19-year-olds closing deals. I'm pretty sure you guys are about to save me $20K. I've got someone jumping at the bit trying to sell me a course that they guarantee 3 to 4 deals a week. Okay.
So,
come on,
guys. Listen, Clive, there's nobody that can guarantee a deal. It's impossible. It's actually, I just, that's ruthless, man. There's no way you can't guarantee. I could never guarantee you that. And I'm teaching here for free. You got to have a certain tenacity and a hustle to get stuff done. And it's regardless if you pay someone or not. 20 grand to learn wholesaling, dude, run as fast as you can. I'm telling you, it doesn't take 20 grand to learn this business. Take the exact things we teach you in freewholesaling.com. And if you don't like it, then go pay the 20 grand. But I'm telling you, I've almost taught every one of these guys how to do this business. That's why I make all my information for free, because they all download my course. They all duplicate it. They all use stuff. And guys, it's all about freedom. And God, please don't spend 20 grand on wholesaling. The only way, if I spend 20 grand, you would have to drive over to my office and spend every day with me for at least 6 months. If they're willing to do that and work with you on all the deals, maybe it's worth it. But I promise you, there's hundreds of other students they're trying to take care of. And that just drives me nuts.
All right.
You're probably being sold hard and everything's going to sound sexy. And then you send that money in the wire. And I promise you, your attitude's going to change in a week. And it's not the way you want it. So
I'm telling you right now. So I think it's kind of funny. So let's go here.
See how many phone calls Clive gets, because I remember the guy that's trying to sign you up, he gets a cut of that 20 grand and it works its way down the line. So they will not stop.
I'm telling
you.
So
ask them, maybe give them some good questions they need to ask.
Is it for free? If it's not, don't
say, listen, can you give me like your last 5 HUDs you guys have done, so I can show you how they're doing it.
I know. Kara says, my mom overheard Zach's voice, and when I first started watching him, he said he sounded like he'd done real estate for 30 years. Well, I act like I have because I've been doing it for 5 years straight. But the problem is I work twice as much as the average person. So it's like I got more hours than a lot of these people. So, you know what? It's kind of a confidence and attitude thing, you know?
Yeah.
Bigger Gator or Dolphins fans? I would say I'm a bigger Dolphins fan than Gators fan, even though I went to UF, just because I've been a Dolphins fan forever. You're a bigger Dolphins fan, though.
Well, I've endured this since 1972. So we're on like unprecedented. The only drought that beats us is what the Jets, right? Namath was back in 66. Which I'm fine with because we absolutely crushed the Jets. So I'm not a Jet, but I love the Dolphins. But I mean, you guys understand they have to. How many games they won in a row now? Seven or eight? Seven. They got to win 2 more to get to the playoffs. That's 9, and then to run it out, they'd have to win 4 more. That would be 13 games in a row. It's I don't know. I think it's going to be tough, but I enjoy football. So football's not my life. I used to before I did like real estate stuff, I was like a huge football junkie, but it's not the biggest priority in my life. I can tell you that. So
can you go to the courthouse for probates? Yes, you can. Rick's hilarious. Tony, you're funny. How do you find the owner's contact information, phone number if the deed is owned by a trust? You can just go by the mailing address. That's the best way to do it. I just closed my first deal in September. Awesome. Your content helped me through the process. Thank you. I made $8,500. I want to join the one-on-one, but I can't do the work. Give me time to see if we can make it work. But good job. $8,500. That's great.
Plus,
smart stuff.
Jose didn't pay 20, so it's like he took home 28,500.
How much? I know how much is the closing cost. CC, ask your title company. They probably help you out.
Yeah, they'll give you all those numbers.
Rick's funny on the low. These two are cool. Got me cracking up. Appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Zach Wall asks, pretty important question here. Share an OG pick of you and Rick. So I'll go do it. I'm going to ask you which one to choose.
Uh-oh.
All right. And tell me which one's more embarrassing. All right. We'll do it for everyone. All right. Are we still live? All right. We're still live. So let me break it down for you. One I think is probably not good for YouTube, so we will not share that one. So we got this one, which I think is kind of funny. I think this one's probably better though, right? I think it's funny.
How old were you there?
I'm
doing both. Who cares?
Oh God, I'm doing this one.
Okay.
I think it's funny because I want you guys to see how much weight Rick lost. So I think it's interesting, So let's share this right here. Okay, you guys want an OG picture? I'll share this one. Okay, I gotta window it. Hold on. Let's see. Pop this one up. Oh my God, look at that.
That's a big guy.
I know you were big. That's crazy. All right, let's share it. Share screen window. All right, let's go. Ready?
Yeah, do it.
OG from the Pro Bowl in Miami. That's an OG photo,
It's about 50 pounds heavier there.
Yeah, you're a lot heavier there. But this was in 20. I think I was 10. I don't know. But let me look it up. When was the Pro Bowl in Miami? Because that was
I think it was around 2000.
Yeah, they had the
Lombardi. Something like that.
There's me with my.
That's the only time they had it outside of. Well, no, they had some others.
Yeah, there's you. There's Ted Ginn Jr. Jersey.
Yeah, that shows you the debate that.
Oh yeah, that was
How old were you there?
Let me look it up. Pro Bowl Miami. That was. Let's see. It's 2010. Yeah. 2010. So I was 10 or 11 right there.
10 or 11.
That's crazy, right?
You didn't know what he was in store for.
You look younger then than you were now. But yeah, that's an OG pick. Thanks for asking. I'd love to get a little reward for the people that are watching like this far in, that's the stuff that people that come in and out don't get to see. So I think that's kind of funny.
So
Zach got it,
Yeah. So you guys understand that when I started out doing wholesaling, you go on these like crazy journeys because once I started getting more time, once I spent a lot of time with my family, and I spent a ton of time with Zach and my daughter. So I have a daughter too. So I'll have to bring her in sometime. When you're able to spend so much time, is you can start fixing the things that you never had time for. So remember I talked about, we're always busy. Well, when you start looking at your health and go, it's not optimal, I want to fix it. Then you figure out how to eat, how to work out. And it walked me down that journey. And then when Zach got into high school, I felt it was important for him to get involved in sports, and he enjoyed it. So we did the wrestling journey. We spent even more time together, and then we were able to work out and do things together. And guys, without wholesaling, I wouldn't be talking to you right now. Zach wouldn't be working and mentoring with you guys.
Scrubbing toilets right now.
It's completely different. So if I can just inspire any type of change in you, life happens. What's the saying is?
Life happens for you, not to you.
Correct. And so either you go out and make your life what you want it to be, or it's going to happen to you.
Yeah.
I promise you, one of the two are going to happen. You have to make a decision. If you sit back and take that freaking desk job and just sit there and get through your life and numb yourself with TV, drinking, whatever you do, I'm just telling you, life goes by very, very fast. This kid was 10, 11 years old not too long ago, and he's 22 now. So just use that as inspiration.
Right.
I love wholesaling because it's opened up amazing opportunities for myself, my family. We spend so much time together as a family. It's crazy, but that's what we do. And a lot of other people are like, man, you guys spend a lot of time together. I go, it's my dream. I'm working with my son, doing what I absolutely love.
Oh.
There's no reason you can't do the same. So if you're tired of where you are right now, you can fix it. You're living and breathing. God gave you a gift to wake up this morning. Take advantage of it. You have a new year coming up on it. Guys, make life happen. Do not let people dictate what your life's going to be. I don't care if you're 15 and you're watching this or you're 80. You can change. It's up to you. You have the complete power. God gave you complete control what to do. It's up to you if you're going to make an excuse or not. So I'm giving you the tools here, freewholesaling.com. Do not let people take your money because of your insecurities. It's complete junk. Fix it. Figure this out. And if you want to pay someone after the fact, knock yourself out. But I promise you won't do it.
I already told you. Past is the past. It's done. You can't look back to the future. You look in the future. It's going to be uncertain. You got to look in the present. And there's a reason why I call the present the present. It's a present. It's a gift to be alive. So go out there and start changing it. Like I'm telling you right now, it's not guaranteed you wake up tomorrow morning. It's not guaranteed I wake up tomorrow. Not wake up.
One decision, guys.
It's one decision.
I made one decision and it catapulted everything in my life. And to be honest with you, I was scared to death when I did it. I had a good paying job. You know that thing where they call benefits? I laugh now. I'm like, I was willing to trade my entire year to give me some health benefits and a 401k. Guys, you can earn so much more than that. It's a joke. It's crazy what you can do. But we're so used to like, okay, we got to go out there. We got to get a good job. We got to get benefits. Screw that. Go make so much money that nothing is an impossibility in your life and you control your own destiny. So
let's get it. So let's go here. Hey, Zach and Rick, just want to say thank you for all you do. I've learned so much from both of you this year. I'm not that warm and fuzzy guy, but I'm sending you guys a virtual hug. Thank you. Get a hug. Get a hug out there. What? It's a virtual hug. Give him a hug.
I got
Give him a hug. Yeah.
So
it's all love, man. Like it's not. I also have a problem with people like we send love, good vibes. You talk about caring for people. It's not. I think a lot of problems with people out there being macho man, don't show any love or empathy or something. Guys, this business you have to show care for like your sellers and just other people in general. You don't do that, you're not going to do well in this business. I hate the whole I'm a macho man, Wolf of Wall Street type thing. Like it doesn't work like that. Caring about people is how you truly change lives.
Relationships. You got to create them. There's no business exists without.
I'm giving a hug to everyone watching this right now. Yeah, let's get it. Let's see. Okay, so say I have an on-market for sale by owner. This FYI, a for sale by owner can't be on market, but how can I market to buyers? Also, how long do I have to wait for the buyer to see inside? Example, contract on Monday, then should buyer see inside? Get a contract. Right when you get the contract, have the buyer go inside and look. Buyer can sometimes even go inside before you put on a contract too. That's possible.
Yeah, remember, guys, your threshold for bringing buyers in is pretty much dictated by the tolerance of your seller. We have some sellers, they're out of state. They don't even care. Like we don't even run it by them. And then we got other ones that they'll go, listen, Rick, I can't have anybody in this house. And you got to decide and make a decision. Sometimes you're buying it so cheap, you accept the terms and you figure out, get a cash partner or do whatever you do. But guys, don't be one of those like wholesalers that tell someone you're not going to bring anyone through and you drag them right in front of you and you go, that's my sister. Don't look that way.
I've seen
Lying to sellers, like you can do it, but it creates so much stress.
Yeah.
Is it worth having I didn't get you in the wholesaling and have a heart attack. I do not like lying to people. Lying to people, it's not fun. So just understanding when you bring your buyers through, what your seller will tolerate and understand when going into the deal. And that's how you want to do.
That's it, guys. So let's see here. Let's see. Looking to squat up with people wholesale but don't do creative. If you got leads, then you can wholesale because of equity high asking. Let's JV. Awesome. Put that 20K in marketing 100%. Thank you so much. My wife just shouted out. See, I told you.
What's that?
See, I'm just being honest with you. A lot of you husbands out there, your wives are usually right for a lot of things.
Oh, God.
I'm telling you right now,
tell my wife
Clive's wife said,
Don't
do not
tell
put
my
the
wife
20K into marketing.
I'm going to put duct tape on your mouth in a minute.
I'm telling you, a lot of your wives know it's a second opinion. And a lot of times you guys aren't thinking straight with these gurus. Ask your wife, hey, honey, should I spend $10,000 on this guy? He has a cool t-shirt and he
drives a really nice car.
He'll give me a hat.
He'll give me a
and
hat.
he'll tell me to make $1 million, but I get a cool hat.
And it'll guarantee me I do deals.
She's on a TV show. Can I give him $10,000? No.
Yeah.
No, we need to feed our 2-3 kids, Jeffrey. Okay.
No, listen,
come on, guys. Like, can I go with this person? They do the same exact thing, but it's for free.
Yeah.
Go do that.
They're going to teach
consult.
You, and the thing is, Clive, they're going to teach you the exact same thing we do, actually with much less detail. And they're going to give you, I can't stand when a guru goes, go do this and don't question me on it. I'm like, dude, ask all the questions away in the world. So
I know. Last couple questions. Rick, you look great. Wow, you look so different. You look way healthier. I tell you look younger now than you were then. But let's get a couple questions. The last one right here. Plug me's got some love. All love to the people. Appreciate it. But let me break this down. So shout out to Ryan. I'll give a shout out to Ryan too, because Ryan and his girlfriend, I'm pretty sure, changed their life. No, I think it's Ryan and Caleb. I think it's Ryan and Caleb. It's Ryan's boyfriend Caleb. So they're tag team, and they were commenting. I don't think I showed you this, but they were commenting on our Wholesaling Houses for Real Facebook group in like September, October, just providing value, trying to get their first deal.
Mm-hmm.
And they kept asking questions, little nuggets they learned from our stuff. They're always providing value, giving good energy.
Okay.
I showed you the pictures. I showed you it, but guess what? First deal November, and then got another deal, and then another. Like, they are destroying it. And you could see their progression on
it's
the
crazy
Facebook
how it
group.
happens.
So I'm just telling you, shout out to them. You guys have actually made the effort to go out here and learn this stuff. Thank you for sharing, always inspiring, and jack us up. Let's get it. But I can tell you right now, I think they're a great example. Both of them took the leap of faith,
Mm-hmm.
Ryan and Caleb, and they went out there and actually made the massive action it took to change their lives. And I'm beyond impressed by them, and all love to them. I don't attribute our stuff to their success.
Yeah.
It's them that got the success. We gave them the hammer and they did the rest. It's like you watch Patrick Mahomes. It's like, was the guy who was the center the reason why he was so good at throwing the football because he handed him the ball?
Did you hear about his brother lately?
Yeah, we're not going to talk. We're not going to talk about that. We're not.
But anyways, Ryan, that's amazing because you did it when it was awkward and uncomfortable.
Ryan
and Caleb. But the thing is, guys, everybody starts out on this journey. I'm telling you, it's darkest when you first start, and you have to have faith, but you got to have discipline. You got to have an action plan like freewholesaling.com and get through it. And guys, we love plugging people that do great because honestly, you don't pay us a dime. You pay us with your time, which we appreciate it, and sharing the channel, let other people know the opportunities are out there for them. But the other thing is, I'm not even like, I'm just going to say is, we don't sit there and do shameless like testimonials. You ever notice these gurus like, I've got a testimonial. Here's the secret on gurus testimonials. They always get you in the first 30 days. You record a testimonial, which a lot of them is a requirement to taking their course.
Yeah.
And they have you for life on their channel.
Oh my God.
and you can't get off of it and you're stuck with it, give me a testimony 1, 2, and 3 years afterwards. I'll tell you if they're a good guru. Because anyone 30 days, it's called drinking the Kool-Aid testimonial. I just gave this guy or gal
That's
10
a rough
grand.
analogy.
I gave him
Jim
10 grand
Jones.
and I got to drink the Kool-Aid and I'm going to have to enjoy it. I'm just telling you, if somebody asked you for a testimonial when you first sign up, run fast as you can because you are stuck. You guys know how the internet works. You're out there forever.
I'm just telling you. So they said we have 3 properties on contract now. So much thanks you guys for everything you taught us.
That's awesome.
Just want to end it up with a shout out to them. Last live, probably with you in here for the year. So
I try to squeeze in tomorrow.
We'll try to squeeze in tomorrow. Depends. But
I'm going to make it wild and exciting.
But I'm telling you, I just want to give a shout out to Ryan and Kayla because I was beyond impressed.
That's awesome.
Just following their progress. It's amazing. But guys,
keep it up, guys.
Any success stories, let us know. We'd love it. But guys, go out there and change your life. This is the time. 2022 is the year. And if you want to get your first deal, do not make this business complicated. It's just as simple as meeting people that need your help and go out there helping them out. Drive for dollars. Go out there, do whatever you want. Follow the tips. Go to freewholesaling.com. That's where it's all out. Thank you guys so much. Blessings to all you guys. I'll see you tomorrow, 10 a.m. Santa's coming, 10 a.m.
Santa's coming, 10 a.m.
Let's get it, guys. 10 a.m. Eastern, Pacific, 7